Oh, what's up? I got up too early. Big guy took a nap, so if I look like I just woke up, in a sense, I just did. What's up, you mother fathers? It's Sunday NFL game time. Already made my 6 lineups with winners. Got my lineups ready to go. I ended up running 2 stacks. Here, let me drag this over here real quick. Ended up going with 2 stacks, man. I'll tell you, when I was building my lineups, it essentially just came down to this. It was like I really couldn't build lineups I liked unless I started with a cheap stack. It was that simple. So, is playing cheap stacks probably the most optimal play? I don't know about all that nonsense, but I could tell you I wanted to get some access to some guys that were a little pricey, right? Off the top of my head, I wanted a little bit of Jefferson. Definitely want to, I really want to play some Justin Jefferson. I wanted to get some Stephon Diggs in there. I don't really want to play that whole Buffalo stack. I'm just going to go in there and hopefully just take the best part of it, and that's Diggs. I definitely wanted to play some DeAndre Hopkins. And then I wanted to spend some money on running backs today. I wanted to mix in Aaron Jones. I wanted to mix in Eckler. And then, of course, I really like all those $6,000 guys like everybody else does. So when I did that, it basically was like, okay, well, you can't start your team out with a Herbert or Burrow, because Herbert and Burrow were 2 of the 4 stacks I were considering. And so, I guess you can kind of, by process of elimination, figure out who my two stacks were, right? Look, it's very simple. If my 2 stacks hit, they're going to win me GPPs. They're going to win me GPPs because they're going to be low-owned stacks that allowed me to also get access to very good ones. The reason you don't want to play these low-price stacks very often is because they don't hit very often. I would say in the wildly most optimistic, I should expect both of my stacks combined to probably have about a 1 in 20 chance of being the optimal stack today. And then if it is the optimal stack, I still got to beat everybody else that played that stack. So, it's a lot. You're basically playing for, about a 1 in 20 chance to even have a chance, right? That's a lot. But I just kind of could talk myself off of everybody else. The one that makes the most sense is the Bills one. You're just playing with fire because the Bills are the one team in the NFL that doesn't mind running it up even when they have the lead. But I have noticed that they tend to do that less on the road and more at home. So I'm hoping they just kind of get up early on the Jets. Maybe they get like a defensive touchdown or something like that, or a punt return, and that will really hamper the upside of Josh Allen because he's going to need to be pretty efficient to pay off $8,500. But he's Josh Allen, so he could do it. Although I didn't just have a dream right now that I'm just remembering back from waking up from my nap, that Josh Allen got hurt. He was 7 for 8 for 78 yards and then got hurt. I went back and looked afterwards. I guess I wasn't watching live, which, by the way, I'm not going to be watching live today. I got invited to a free round of golf, so at noon I depart, right, at the Lord's time zone, because if you don't know, it's I think you go to hell if you don't take up free rounds of golf. I think there's a place in hell for you if you don't do it, so I got to go. I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to go to hell. All right. Let's see. Get over here to some questions. Feel free to toss questions on. I'll be pounding the cold brew. Good chance Maul's going to have to bring me another one before the end of it. So there you go. Got the stone up here. Also have run the Sims up so I can answer any questions you have. Editor, maybe you could send me the ownership also. Put the what's it called? The John's ownership up on the screen also, because his tends to be quite a bit different than Run the Sims. But I'll just go ahead and tell you, fucking as much as I try to make good ownership for golf, it makes me laugh out loud how bad NFL ownership is. That's why I don't do it for you guys. I would refuse to put out ownership that's as bad as what these sites that are charging $200 a month are putting out. It is bad. And maybe it's just a really hard sport to predict. But let me just go ahead and tell you, you don't think golf's fucking hard to predict ownership? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. That's the editor with the mouse right now. He's just all over the place. He's not used to being on screen. He fucking got nervous. You see that? He started moving around. He started convulsing and shit. All right, so we got some ownership. We got some Run the Sims. We got some stone. Now let's get some motherfather questions up in here. Feeling pretty good. I haven't played around in golf. I'm pretty excited. And you know what? I feel like some of the best football lineups I've ever hit were like I wasn't watching football that day. I just made a good lineup, checked in, made sure I didn't need to make any pivots. Outside of that, I wasn't sweating every play. So maybe I wasn't mushing them. Oh, all right, here we go. To the chat, to the people. Kyle Jones. What's up, Kyle? Let's get this party started in here. Don't forget to drop a like. With only one, I'm just trying to get in the habit of saying that. I might become a college football streamer now that the new game's coming out. Don't worry, I'll start a new channel. Hey, by the way, past 5,000 today. Past 5,000. Thank you, all you mother fathers. Between Twitter and YouTube, I'm like, I passed it quickly. It was like 10 under last night. I woke up and I was like 10 over. So, good time to be alive. Let's get this part. Murray stack with Walker run back. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I don't mind it because I think like of the 6, I did 6 lineups with winners of contests today. We, in the Millie Maker this morning, which by the way is a lot to organize. But I do it because I'm a man of the people, just like Nuggets. And I think of those 6, 5 of them were Kyler Murray stacks. So we really liked it. And yes, my favorite run back for Seattle is Walker. So if you want to get access to that game, I think the Kyler side is the way to go. I will say maybe get creative in how you stack him. Editor, we're missing the ownership for Eno Benjamin. Coloring. I would say maybe try to get creative. I think almost everybody's going to stack him with Hopkins. So, maybe do like a skinny stack, maybe with just Rondell or maybe just with Hopkins. Run it back with Walker. Maybe that's a way to get different. Just play 3 pieces in your stack as opposed to 4. Just trying to think outside of the box. I think Lockett will definitely be the more popular of the 2 Seattle run backs. So maybe go do Metcalf would be an interesting one. Or just go play college football, and then you can run it back with Geno. Hey, super flex joke. Okay. Nuggets, what's up, you mother father? Nuggets, you probably more than anybody should know that I did hit 5,000. So I'm going to be doing that giveaway. I'll probably announce it on Twitter sometime tomorrow. I'm going to do something like and retweet to be in the drawing. I don't know. I need to think it through. I'll think about it on my way to golf. Once again, the golf course is only 4 miles away, but with horse and buggy, that's an hour and 20 minutes. Morning, Nuggets. Oh, Kim says morning to Nuggets, but not to me. All right. Kim's very upset about the movie list, I've heard. She won't even make eye contact with me anymore. She must be like a big Marvel fan or something. I spent like 10 minutes shitting on him last night. Very slight delay, everybody. Stream will be starting soon. I'm pretty sure it was 11 when I started. Pump the brakes, Mr. Editor. Nick, he's watching the breakup also. I was trying to get my golf outfit ready so I didn't look like so I could just fucking slam out the door after the stream. That's what I was trying to do. I want to look fresh at the golf course because I truly believe this. When you're playing sports, you play how you look. So if you don't fucking look good, you're going to play bad. Okay, so anytime you see me at a basketball court, golf course, football field, I'm going to be dressed up. I'm going to be color coordinated. I'm going to have my Under Armour on. I'm going to be looking fly. I'm going to be looking fly, brother. DraftKings, single entry, Josh Allen mini stack with Gabe Davis. Man, I got to tell you, if I do eat that chalk and I am playing a Josh Allen stack, which makes all the sense. Josh Allen is without question the best quarterback on this slate. And if you haven't noticed, fucking chalk has been fucking smashing at NFL. So to fade all the chalk is a fool's errand. A fool's errand. Like, for instance, I know Stephon Diggs is going to be owned. I still want to fucking play him. Deal with it, Bob. If I'm playing a Josh Allen stack, I'm going to get creative and mix in Gabe Davis because Gabe Davis, of all of his pieces, will definitely be the lowest owned. Isaiah McKenzie, too, but Isaiah McKenzie doesn't have quite the workload that we know Gabe Davis is. If I'm running a Josh Allen stack, especially if I'm doing like a $100 single entry, I'm going to run Josh Allen with probably Gabe Davis and Dawson Knox, right? I'm just going to completely hope that Josh Allen goes ham and somehow Diggs doesn't get there. So at least that gets me off of, because 50% of all Josh Allen lineups are also going to have Diggs in it. So just by doing that, this is something I've gotten real big on. If you haven't noticed, I've been preaching at Showdown recently, is it's not about not playing the good pieces. It's about playing the good pieces in a way that everybody else isn't. Right? So if you really want to play Josh Allen, well, go play him. That's what I'm doing. I want to play Stephon Diggs, so I'm playing him. I'm just going to play him in a way that other people aren't. I'm going to go play him as a one-off or as a little mini correlation with Wilson or Conklin. That's what I'm doing. But he's never going to be part of my main stack because I didn't run Josh Allen stacks because he's going to be too owned, and I don't want to play a bunch of fucking punts at receivers. All right. What's up, Aaron? Any love for Bandy on the Chargers? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, yes. Yeah, did we get word? I assume DeAndre Carter was active, right? I got him in a lineup. I didn't see. Is DeAndre Carter active? Somebody let me know. I figured that I would have gotten an alert if DeAndre Carter wasn't active. But yes, if DeAndre Carter, whether he's active or not, I think Bandy's worth a flyer. But as I said right here on the Stone, I'm only playing Bandy if I'm stacking with Herbert or I'm running some weird Mariota stack and I want Bandy as a run back. I don't think he's a very good one-off play. If I'm going to play a one-off guy, if you want a really good one-off guy that's cheap, maybe go check out like a Zay Jones or something like that. I guess you could probably get away with, right? But But there's just not a lot of good one-off cheap wide receivers, and that was, as I've already started the first 5 minutes of the stream saying, that's why I ended up going with cheap stacks. I want my lineups to make sense in my head. Whenever I win and I have to talk about them on Tuesday, I don't want to be like, well, I just put 8 names in a hat and drew them out, and this is what I got, okay? Yeah, so Aaron just said D. Carter's active. Thank you, Aaron. Good morning, Bill. These 3 p.m. games got to be games. I assume you say gonna be low owned, correct, Nick? I don't think you're correct there, brother. I'm pretty sure the Seattle-Arizona game is definitely going to be. I mean, I even have it marked as one of the 2 chalk games. Are you not checking out the stone? Me and the editor slaved away on that for you so that you could see this is a chalk game. When I say it's a chalk game, that just means there's a lot of ownership in it. That's what that means, Nick. So, yes, that game will be very chalky. The Rams and the Bucks, not so much. I'm filling a hole in one for you. Well, I am too. If we cancel and go to a putt-putt, then maybe a hole in one. I'm off Stevenson's with 2 starting O-line for the Patriots out. I mean, Nuggets, that's a good enough reason. But I'm just going to warn you. I've been saying it all year. You can go back and look at any video I've ever said. Ramondre Stevenson is without question a top 10 most talented back in the NFL. He is young. He is fresh. He has incredible vision. He's got just a little bit of wiggle in those hips. He's powerful. He has a nose for the end zone. It's just a talent play. They're in a very good game. Is Shaq Leonard? Shaq Leonard's still out for a while for Indianapolis, right? Because I've heard something like it's insane. Like their rushing yards per game go up almost 50 yards a game whenever Shaq Leonard's out. So that to me would be more important because, the Patriots aren't a team that have ever been dedicated to having good offensive linemen. They fucking go sign guys from the grocery store. Them and the Seahawks have always notoriously been the 2 franchises that have just never put any stock into the offensive line. And so when I hear 2 of their offensive linemen are out, that doesn't scare me that much because they're probably on a Madden rating. They're probably a 73, and now their backups is 71. That's probably what it would be. But it's good enough. If that's good enough for you, Nuggets, that's good enough for me. I'm not trying to talk you into Stevenson. I'm just telling you why that ain't going to get me off of him, brother. The detox. What's up? I could use a detox. Hold on. Got my 3 stacks. Chargers, Seahawks, Cards. Which do you prefer for my single entry? Definitely Chargers. For a single entry, just because that's going to be the lowest owned of the 3, and then you factor in that it's going to be a single entry, it's going to be really, really low owned, right? Like I bet that Charger stack, Herbert will probably show up somewhere, I'm guessing 7 to 8% probably. 6 to 8% ownership, and a single entry, I bet he'll be closer to 3 or 4. Literally, I think he'll be half of that. So go play the one where if your stack hits, you're going to get the ultimate most leverage, right? For sure, Detox. By the way, those are perfectly fine stacks. Perfectly fine stacks. Over 5,000 way to go. Thanks, Bill. I know you're at least 2 of them because you're one on YouTube and you're one on the Twitters. Aaron Favre. Thanks, D-Gen, for building millies. You're welcome, brother. Thanks for being a badass. I mean, I was gonna say thanks for the support, but I think you just won the fucking tournament. So thanks for being a badass and winning the tournament. I don't know what you want me to say. Is Connor out? Tragic, yes, he's definitely out. Eno Benjamin is the play for Arizona, and I think he's very viable. I even think Eno Benjamin could get there with Murray. That's a really weird little Kyler Murray stack you could run. It's just Murray and Benjamin, maybe one pass catcher, but really I think you could just do them, and then you get all of Arizona's touchdowns. And with in theory, you get all of their touchdowns, right? And so with that, with a 25.5 point total, you could be looking at a 4 touchdowns there. That's quite a bit to split between 2 very reasonably priced guys. Furthermore, maybe you get fucking lucky and Murray throws one of those to Benjamin, right? A little dump off and he gets in there. Or he starts running around like a little hobbit and dumps it off to him or something on a broken play. Higgins and Boyd together viable in GPPs? Definitely. But here's the problem, Zach, and trust me, I started messing around with it. This is what ultimately got me off of my Cincinnati stack. I love a Joe Burrow stack today. I wanted to play it so bad. I like mixing him with Mixon and Higgins. I like going Mixon and Boyd. I like going Higgins and Boyd. I like going Higgins and Hurst. I like going Boyd and Hurst, Mixon and Hurst. He's just so fun to stack, and his options are so clear who to stack him with, in my opinion. Problem is when you start with Higgins and Boyd and Burrow, that's 3 guys already above 6,300, right, in one stack. So basically you need that stack to probably get you at minimum 85 points to even be live in a GPP. That's a lot to ask from any stack, right? And then here's the worst part is not only does that stack have to hit and smash at those price tags, I don't see any other value I want to go chasing out there. Like even Zay Jones. I will play Zay Jones in a stack with Trevor Lawrence. I don't love him as a one-off. I really don't. Yes, he's probably the best one-off piece out there, but that don't mean I got to love him, Bob. Feels obvious, but I wonder if there's enough volume. I think look, Zach, here, if you play Cincinnati, you just got to play him and then hope that Carolina can keep being decently efficient on offense and can push them. You need Carolina to get to 21 points, which is probably, at best, probably 30 or 40% to happen. So if I'm running that stack, I probably am going to throw Moore or Deontay in there as a run back because they're going to need some push to get Higgins and Boyd there. Because between Higgins, Boyd, and Burrow, you would need 3 touchdowns on that and probably need probably about 12 to 15 catches between them and at least a 100-yard bonus to get all of those points to justify, right? And Burrow would need to have 300. And he's only getting to 300 yards if Carolina can push him. What are your thoughts on Cordell Patterson today? I mean, I want to play him. That price tag's enticing, but anytime it's an injured running back, more than any position running back, I'm going to be late to the party than early to the party off of an injury. So I need to see that he's going to have a full workload. I think that you're going to see him probably play 40, 50% of snaps this week, and I think next week he'll probably retake it back over and be back up to his probably 70 to 75% of plays that he plays. So I'm going to be late to the party, Kim, but I get it. He's a very logical run back against the Chargers. Actually, a great run back against the Chargers. I just don't trust that he'll run that much. But then you could also say Cordell Patterson is fucking captain efficiency. He doesn't need that many plays to pay off. I won't argue with that point. I'm just going to wait. There's just too many good running backs for me this week to get cute. There's just so many good running backs. There's just I was like, hey, I should look at Raheem Mostert. Nah, there's just too many good running backs. Ooh, I could get clever. Maybe Jamal Williams goes off because DeAndre Swift is a little banged up. Nope. There's just too many good running backs. Like I'm just not going to get cute. Deion Jackson, last time he had the backfield all himself, he took over. No, I don't want to do it. I'm just going to eat the chalk at running back and get different in my stacks. That's what I'm going to do. Just running backs this year have just been good. Running backs have been paying off. So I'd rather not be dead when I already see that the good running back has 28 points in the third quarter. I look phenomenal on the course until I play. Nick, something tells me you wear really loud colors with like peacocks on it. I don't know. That's just my impression of you. I wasn't hating on responding to Nuggets and not a Marvel fan. My girl Kim coming through. Just also not a Leo fan either. He's in 7 of my favorite movies. You give me another actor who has more tremendous memes and gifs than Leo. I mean, he's just the best. I mean, I probably wouldn't like him as a person, but I think anybody that's been that famous for that long, I just don't think you can literally be sane. I think it's impossible. So, of course, he's going to be fucking weird. All right, Nick, I was just thinking that the Zona game was 19-9 last time. People may have recent bias. I was just thinking that the Zona game was 19-9 the last time people may have. Yeah, Nick, I probably said something a minute ago. I'm sorry. I don't remember the context of what I said, brother. Congrats on hitting 5K. Huge milestone. Thanks, Nuggets. What's crazy is literally, to the day, I think my very first YouTube video was exactly 6 months ago. It was either today or yesterday. It was whatever that Sunday of Wells Fargo was. I think it was like May 5th, May 6th, 7th, something like that. So it was literally like, we're just going to say 6 weeks or 6 months ago to the week. So in 6 months to go from not even 200 followers to 5,000. Don't mind it. Jared, how much is too much ETN and GPPs? Honestly, Jared, if you're gonna marry him, marry him. He's going to be what did I just see here? Ownership ETN. Oh wow, only 28%. Okay, I was thinking he was gonna be well over 30. At 28%, I would say, I just always think the ×2 rule is a good one to follow. So 56% of your lineups would be a good starting number, so you have some leverage on him. If you go 100%, I don't hate it. I feel like he has a really safe floor and a really high ceiling, which is exactly what you want from somebody. But I'm also a real big believer that Jacksonville is going to show an efficient offense again, which is not something we've seen from them in the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's basically been ETN and the Slapdicks. That's the name of the band. The ETN and the Slapdicks, Jacksonville Jags. So I'm hoping everybody else kind of picks it up around him. Jordan says, Tom Kennedy is a value piece. I don't like him. I mean, if I'm playing him, I'm legit only playing him as part of a stack. I just feel like there's better places to go. Like if I'm using Tom Kennedy, I would only use him as part of a stack. Other than that, I just feel like there's other places that I would rather play cheaper options. I don't know. here's a good rule I've learned. Don't play third wide receivers. I've been following that rule basically all year, except one week I played Callaway like a fucking moron. And other than that, I've followed that rule every week this year, and it's worked out for me. Which, by the way, according to that rule, you shouldn't play DeAndre Carter Day. And Josh Palmer is very iffy, but I'm going to give Palmer credit. Maybe I just want to believe. And plus, Palmer is not exactly a pump price. $5,100, still a little bit of money. All right, thoughts on Detroit tight end situation. Can we play a 2.5K? I'll tell you what, tight ends are really priced down this week. If you're not in love with Brock Wright, don't play him. I'd rather just find the extra 1,000 or so and get up to Ingram, get up to Hayden Hurst. Even, I guess, Tanyan, if you want to eat that chalk. I think Foster Moreau is viable. Conklin is viable. There's just too many good tight ends that are all within about $1,000 that are proven, and we know what they are, to go fuck around with Brock Wright. You know what I mean? Like, if I just go punt at defense and play a tight end that at least you know what you're getting, right? Hayden Hurst has just all year just struck me as a guy that is on the edge of a monster. Kind of like Conklin. I've been thinking Conklin's right on the edge of a monster, and he had that big week last week. I think he was in the Millionaire Maker winning lineup last week. And it's just been feeling like Hayden Hurst is that guy, right? I really like Hayden Hurst today. He makes a lot of sense as a one-off piece, as a stack, as a correlation. He just strikes me. I just feel like he's going to get some of that Jamar Chase usage. And he's kind of, I mean, honestly, if you watch him, the guy's a big old fucking ogre. All right, Departed, one of my all-time favorite movies. Well, if somebody doesn't like Departed, that's more about the person than the movie. Let me tell you that right now. Right now. All right, you killed it. I'll put the pick in the Discord. I'm a 2-glove guy. Hey, I wear 1 glove, but I wear it when I putt. I got a lot of roast for that. Will car stack be different than ETN and a Kirk runback? Will a car stack be different with ETN and Kirk runback? Okay, so yes, no one's playing a car stack. I mean, I say no one. It's not one of the 3 or 4 highest owned, and Carr is very affordable. So yes, I like him. I will say I don't know if I would run ETN and Kirk back. I don't usually like to run a running back and a receiver from the other team, because when you do that, you're basically committing to a full game stack at that point, right? 5 guys from one game is a lot. I would probably, do a lineup where I run that car stack with ETN, and then I'd run that lineup again. I'd run it with a Kirk in it and no ETN, right? That's what I would do. I'd rather just run 2 versions of that lineup, because I highly doubt they both get there. For them both to get there and your stack to get there, you're going to need something like a 35-28 game with lots of pace. Nicholas putted with a glove on his entire career. Well, some people call me Jack. On the course, my name is Jack. So there's that. The Golden Bear. Only my dearest friends call me that. Shaq Leonard playing, but will be on a pitch count. Played 40% of snaps last week. All right, good enough for me to play old Stevenson. Not that I needed any more convincing to play old Ramondre. All right, get your questions in. As soon as the questions dry up, I'm gonna leave. Okay, so I'm here to answer questions. I've got my lineups made, 6 of them with contest winners. I think I did exactly 20 lineups today. I did 10 of one stack, 10 of the other stack. Got exposure to the guys I wanted, mixed and matched, and that's all I'm doing. So lighter load for me this week, probably because I'm still on tilt from college football yesterday. Fucking Reese. Season-long question: Swift on a pitch count or Eno Benjamin? Oh, definitely Eno. That's not even a question. Here, Bill, I'm a big believer in this, you never want to rely on efficiency. When you're relying on efficiency, when a guy's only going to get 10 or 12 touches and you need them to be perfectly efficient with those touches, I think that's a bad idea. I just think that's a bad idea. Just so much easier for them to hit a really low floor. Nick says, Colts D viable. I know John loves Mac. Yeah, no, here, you know what defense is really viable this week? Pretty much any defense but the Jets. And even, okay, let me say this real quick. I played the Jets, I think, in 2 of my lineups because I literally liked everything in my lineup and I had 2,000 left. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to play the Jets and just fucking hope, right? Because overthinking defenses is silly. Like, if I tell you right now, go pick your 3 favorite defenses, I would bet at most one of them shows up in the top 5 today. Like, good defenses, it's just so arbitrary. Plus, you got to remember, it's not just defense. It's defense and special teams. A punt return, a kick return, a blocked punt return to the house. Those things are impossible to account for in any type of modeling, yet they still can greatly affect the total outcome. The thing you want to remember with defense is you want to play defenses who are going to be playing against teams who are probably going to be passing a lot. and playing from behind, because that's when defenses really start to get crazy good games, because then there's more chances for fumbles and sacks and interceptions and touchdowns. And the other thing you want to do is you don't want to play defenses against the opposing team's running back. So if you're playing Trevor Etienne, I don't think you want to play the Raiders defense. Those two things are very negatively correlated. That's my to answer it. Same thing, Jordan. Everything I just said about defenses applies there. Favorite defense, whoever I have money left for that's under $3,000. I also don't think you should spend $4,000 on a defense, because you could just go drop down to $2,600, and now that extra $1,400 now takes, whoever the fuck you have in your lineup. It makes it way better, right? You could go from Alan Lazard as your flex to Aaron Jones. I'd much rather have Aaron Jones than Alan Lazard than I would trying to pick which defense is going to be better. Thoughts on A.J. Dillon? If Green Bay gets ahead, wouldn't thought be a rest to A. Jones due to his heavy usage the last couple games? Yeah, I mean, look, at some point you have to not try to predict everything. Plus, Detroit has not won a lot of games this year, but they've been very competitive, especially at home. And I just don't see a script in which Detroit probably gets blown out today. So that's quite the narrative to come up with there, but it's just too far-fetched for me to really get off of a guy that I like because of that. Defense on DK blows today. Well, in DK's defense always blows, brother. Bill says Carolina D against Cincy is viable because of the sacks they can get against the leaky Bengals offensive line. Yeah, once again, I think any defense is viable. Even the Jets. I have the Jets in some lineups. And look, Blink right here says, not going to lie, I kind of like the Jets D. Look, all you need is one sack, one sack strip and return to the house. That's 9 points right there. And then just don't give up 35, and you've already got 9 points. And if you get 9 points from the Jets defense, you're dancing in the streets naked. And that's assuming they don't accidentally get a fumble or an interception or another sack the entire game. Very viable. Shit, what? Block kicks are 2 points. What are your thoughts about a Justin Fields stack with Herbert, Mooney, and a Hill bringback? I like it. It was one of the ones I was really considering. I just didn't do enough lineups, Bill. I think I would say this. If I'm running a Fields stack, I'm running it super skinny, though. I would only run it with either Mooney or Herbert. I just don't think he would get both of them there. So I would run it with just Mooney or just Herbert, but I do love the Hill run back. I think Hill's the best run back in that one. I agree. I concur, sir. All right. Any other questions from you? All right, let me hit refresh. See if they've updated Optimizer. Let's go to the old 10 games later, bro. Ownership. No, Optimizer is what we want to look at. T. Higgins. I love me some T today. Wow, look, they got Cordero Patterson 12% to be in there, so they're giving him a full workload. That's interesting. You dumb motherfucker. All right, boss. Enjoy golf. Appreciate all you do. Hey, no problem, brother. Good luck today. Can Demir Berg keep this up? I'm not counting on it, Ramon. I'm not a bird truther. You're definitely not the first one to say it. You're not going to be the last one to say it. I'm not a bird truther. Not going to do it. Nick says, I got to play an Ellinger stack after last week. I mean, the Ellinger stack, he's going to get 23 points today, Nick. You watch. He's going to get 23. And everybody's like, I hate fast football. I play him and don't do shit. And then I don't play him and he goes ham. I mean, that's the same thing at golf. We see that every week at golf, right, Nick? People are like, I played him last week. You missed the cut and sucked. Now this week he wins. Like Russell Henley, right? Like, yeah, that's what they fucking do. That's why you fucking forgive and you move the fuck on. That's what we do, you dumbass. Everybody zigs, you zag. Have fun and hit him straight. Well, I'll have fun. I'm not going to promise to hit him straight. Any love for Tanyan? Detox is a tremendous play. But no, I'm not going to play a chalky tight end. There's just too many good tight ends that are the exact same guy as him that if they go off, I'm not sharing those points with, 20% of the field? So that's why I'm not playing him. Colin says, favorite chalk between Stevenson, Etienne, and Walker. I mean, I love all three. I played all three of them all over the place. Give me all that chalk. To rank them, ETN number 1, Stevenson number 2, Walker number 2, Stevenson number 3, which is crazy because I fucking love Ramondre, and I just put him number 3 on that list. Speaking of golf, guess the Y score through 13. 27 under. 27 under through 13. He's got 12 eagles and 1 albatross. Did I get it right? Scheffler's 8 under through 13. Aaron Wise, 7 under through 13. I was close, Nick. I was only off by 20. Man, they are fucking roasting that course. I told you, motherfathers, to play Chargers today. Not L.A. Chargers. Chargers from the back of the field. I told you. Those finishing, I gotta have my finishing points. Okay, dumbass. Or you could just take like two extra birdies, and that's gonna be way more. Stupid. Okay. All right, questions seem to be dying down. It's 11:32. Well, Nick, that's because you're a fucking showdown goat. I'm so ready to just be back full-time into golf. Just golf. But it's hard to do it, Nick, when they fucking put out such shitty showdown contests. Just wait. We're less than 2 months away, Nick. By January 6th, golf will be big time again. I don't want to say king because it doesn't become king usually until February, but it'll be the prince by January. Right now, it's the bastard child that fights out in the caves. I'm pretty sure Nick Hardy started with a bogey today too, did he not? Yeah, he started with a bogey. And oh my God, he just birdied 8 holes in a row. I shit you not, Nick Hardy birdied 8 holes in a row. Well, that's the last thing I want to see right there before I go golf today. Because now I'm going to go birdie. I'm going to go birdie 8 in a row today. You know, I've never actually had a birdie streak in my golf life. I've never had an eagle and I've never had a birdie streak. I count par streaks as birdie streaks. You ever get 3 pars in a row and be like, par streak, give me them 3 extra points, you motherfather. That's where I'm at. Let's see. I got a message. All right. I found a $25 double up where no one other than D-Gens are in the same contest. Hey, did anybody end up playing my that cash lineup I was talking about for round 3, where I said all the donkey chalk who spun their wheels? Remember I made that lineup? It was like Billy Ho and I think the last person in was Bramlett. Who else did it have? How did it end up doing, Nick? Did you play it in double ups or did you play it in GPPs? I'm dying to know how it did. I didn't even really check. I didn't get to watch much golf yesterday. It's college football day. This is Nick. This is exciting, and I asked you how it did because if it did well, then I can be like, oh yeah, I said I am the cash game king, and if it didn't, I can just blame you for mushing it. This is a win-win situation for me right here. Double up. It has 221 points. Oh wait, was that last night I said that? Was that last night I said that, Nick? I thought that was 2 nights ago. So that was for round 4. I said play that for cash. That wasn't round 3. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Perfect. Double up. It has 221 points. Is it off to a good start? I mean, you know enough about these lineups, Nick, to know if it's going to get there, right? Let's see. I'm trying to remember who it had in it. It had Wise, right? Definitely had Wise. So that's one of them. You just got to know the donkey dick. It had Kuchar too, right? And he looks like he's doing fine. I'm trying to remember who all it had. Dahman with a bogey to start out. Wise, Billy. Oh, yeah, Rogers. You know it had Rogers. All right, there we go. You're welcome, Nick. Buckley and Bramlett. Buckley's got a -7 in him today, you watch. Fucker. All right, man. I think that's it. We're talking golf. Clearly this ain't football time anymore. Good luck to everybody today. I think I'm going to sneak out of town a little bit early and get to the golf course. I might even warm up and chip a couple. I don't like to do full swing warm-ups. I like to just crush one off the first tee and be like, I don't need stinking warm-ups. But the only reason I ever hit it good off the first tee is because off the first tee, you know you got a breakfast ball coming, so you relax and you don't worry about fucking up. So that's where we're at. Good luck today, you motherfathers. I will be slow checking my phone probably until this evening. So I will still try to check though. So I think that's all I got, man. I'm out. Good luck today, guys.